My name is Lindsay Zier Vogel and I am the author of Deer Street. It has been nominated for a Forest of Reading Blue Spruce Award and I am here to read it for you today. This book is called Deer Street and it is written by me, Lindsay Zier Vogel. I'm the author, and it is illustrated by Caroline von Mueller. Let's get started. One of my favorite parts of writing books. Oh, let's look at this first page. There is a clue on this first page. It's going to be tricky to know what it is until we get to the end, but you'll remember this page. I know you will. One of my favorite parts is writing the dedication. So this one is dedicated to Claire and Jack, my favorite letter writers, and to Mathis, who loves writing letters. That's by Caroline von Mueller, the illustrator. Deer Street, written by Lindsay Zier Vogel, illustrated by Caroline von Mueller. Published by Kids Can Press. Alice loved her street. Can you see, why wouldn't Alice love her street? Look how much fun that looks. Oh, this is Alice right here, by the way. But not everyone did. Grumble, grumble, more construction, grumble, late, grumble, closed street, late. But they're fixing the potholes, Alice called after her grumpy neighbor. Poor street, she said. And then Alice had an idea. This is Alice writing. Dear Street, I love your tall maple trees and your marigolds that look like pom-poms. I love your apartment buildings with their colorful balconies and friendly neighbors. And I especially love your spring parade. XOXO. She tucked the letter into an envelope and left it for someone to find. Now let's take a look. Can you see this person's face? How are they looking? Show me with your face. That's right, pretty grumpy. But then after they find the letter, look at their face. Much happier. And there is Alice's spring parade. The days got warmer and warmer until the sun blazed in the sky from breakfast to bedtime. Instead of eating dinner at the kitchen table, Alice picnicked in the park at the end of her street. Pretty fun park, eh? But not everyone enjoyed the park. Grumble, grumble, too crowded. Grumble, too noisy. Grumble, too crowded. Too warm. Do you have a pencil? Alice asked her mom. Do you have any paper? Alice asked her dad. Deer Park, you are the perfect place to picnic, especially in the summer. I love your twirly slide and your wading pool and your monkey bars. XOXO. She folded the letter in half and left it on a bench. Now here's something else. If you have a copy of this book in your space, there are a lot of birds in this book. A lot of cats, a lot of dogs. See all these birds? You can always keep an eye out for them. Grumble, grumble, so busy, no time, grumble, too busy. Then look at the person's face when they find a letter. Look, they find some time. Also, I spotted a little bird over there. And you can see Alice watching to see the reaction on the person's face. So we have a pattern happening here, don't we? Right? So what season do you think it's going to be now? That's right, it's fall. The days got cooler and the trees on Alice's street turned red and yellow and orange. Alice loved fall on her street. Now what's the pattern? Alice loves something and then someone starts grumbling and then Alice writes the letter, right? So let's see if that pattern happens here. We were right, but not everyone did. Grumble, grumble, raking more, raking, grumble. Alice knew just what to do. Do any of you know adults that grumble like this? Because I know a few adults that grumble like this. Dear maple tree, I love that your leaves are the reddest of reds and they make the best piles for jumping in. XOXO. She slipped the letter into a pile of leaves. Ooh, look at this. Show me with your face if you can do this person's grumbly face. And then what do you think happens when they find the letter? Oh, look at that. I like to see there's a doggy with a little matching leaf. So the next season is wintertime. This is one of my favorite illustrations. The days got colder and the days got shorter. Soon falling leaves gave way to snowflakes and acorns were replaced with icicles. Alice made snow angels and a snow Alice in her yard. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna zoom you in really close. Let's see if we can, oh, come on camera. So there is, where's Alice? There's Alice making a little snow angel, and there's a little snow person, snow Alice. See this person right here? Just take note of what this person right here is wearing. come back. But not everyone liked the snow. Grumble, grumble, shoveling cold, grumble. Dear Snow, you are so much fun. You make the fastest tobogganing hills at the park, and I love making snow forts and snow angels and snowballs. XOXO. Let's keep an eye on this purple jacket. Finds a letter feeling grumpy, and then starts loving the snow. Oh, look, I just found another bird. The best part about these illustrations by Caroline Von Mueller is that I keep finding new things even after all this time. And this, my friends, is my favorite illustration in the entire book. Look at that bird's eye view of Alice in the spring. So we know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna be spring, Alice is gonna love something, someone's gonna grumble, Alice will write a letter. That's the pattern, right? The days got warmer again and the snow turned into rain, and the rain brought along tiny buds and bright green leaves. One spring afternoon, Alice forgot her rain boots, and her shoes were soaked, and her socks were soggy. Guess what? That's my least favorite thing about spring. Grumble, grumble. Wait, who's grumbling? That's Alice grumbling. When she got home, Alice saw that the rain had washed away her chalk drawings. Grumble, grumble, grumble. The next morning, all set to rescue sidewalk worms, Alice put on her rain boots, except the puddles were gone. Grumble, grumble, grumble. That afternoon, no matter how hard she tried, Alice couldn't stop grumbling. Then something caught Alice's eye. Do you remember this from that beginning first page? What do you see there? Is that something that Alice wrote and hid? Alice got her own letter that she didn't write. Dear crocuses, I love that you are always the first to bloom, filling gray spring days with the deepest, most beautiful purple. And who wrote the letter? That's right, Purple Jacket. And Alice knew just what to do. There's Alice writing letters. And if you go back to the beginning, this person is right in that beginning. And Alice's cat is in that spring photo that I love so much. Spring illustration, sorry. And then look at this. All these formerly grumbly people all just loving hanging out with each other. And there's letters hidden all over this page. Author's note. Remember who the author is? That's me. Since 2004, I've been asking people from kids to grown-ups to write letters to the things they love in their neighborhoods. At first, I wrote and hid letters myself, slipping them into bike baskets, leaving them in library books, and tucking them into pots of flowers. But it was lonely, writing and hiding letters all alone, so I set up a table at a busy market and asked others to write letters with me. That day, a 3-year-old wrote a love letter to marigolds, something I had never noticed before. So I'm about this tall, right? And a 3-year-old is pretty small. So I get to see all the things up here, right? But a 3-year-old is pretty small. Has anyone seen a 3-year-old before? They're quite small. So they see things that are closer to the ground. So they were seeing things that I had never noticed. On the way home that afternoon, I realized how many marigolds were lining the sidewalks. Even though we lived in the same city, the 3-year-old saw things I had never paid attention to. It was thrilling and inspired me to open up the love lettering project to include communities all over the world. Since then, thousands of people in Canada, the United States, the UK, and Brazil have slipped their letters into airmail envelopes marked with the word love and hidden them for strangers to find. Every participant spreads love for their community and opens their neighbors' eyes to the joyful and wonderful things that exist in the space they share. What do you love about where you live? Write it in a letter and hide it for someone to find and help spread the love. XOXO, Lindsay. Thank you so much for reading Dear Street with me. If you are interested, you can write a letter. You can put it in an envelope and then you can hide it for someone to find. It is so much fun. Thank you so much. Happy Forest of Reading.